Alright, well, thank you for tuning in to Leading Forecast. I'm Swift Lead Forecaster Joseph Cooper. A lot to talk about in this. We're going to get down to business very, very quickly. First map here we have is the current radar map here. Some showers going on down across Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi. We do have a few snow showers and lake effect snow showers up to up towards the New York, Buffalo area, and a little bit of another system coming through up across the northern portions of the U.S., producing some snow across North Dakota, northern South Dakota, and out into Montana, and out to the west of that. So we're not going to spend a tremendous time doing any kind of analysis on this. We do have the showers and stuff coming across California, some snow showers as well there. That's the circled yellow area. That's our upcoming system that's going to be the big, or is I should say, the big talk of the weather this week. And I tell you what, this is going to be a significant winter storm for a good portion of the Midwest, Great Plains, places like that. You're really get ready, because this thing is going to come in, and it's going to come in with a vengeance. Old man winter is not ready to give up just yet. Your second slide here, current watches and warnings. We do have winter storm warnings posted, thrown up all the way from Oklahoma into Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Illinois, Indiana, all the way up into Michigan, even up into Wisconsin. We got warnings and watches and advisories all the way back across the northern plains from Minnesota all the way up into Montana right now. So quite a bit going on here. Just an incredible winter storm getting ready to kind of take shape and happen here across the United States. First slide I want to show you here is the 500 millibar. This is by late Monday. You can see out across the New Mexico, Arizona, down into northern Mexico. That's the trough we're going to watch here. It's really digging in. By this time, it's a positive trough. You're not seeing a lot of activity with it, and we're waiting for this to kind of swing in. Your next slide here is going to be a neutral trough here. You can see the red. That's where your trough is. It's digging in down across Oklahoma, Kansas, and especially down in towards Texas. And then you got another upper level low that's coming in the back of it at 500 millibar, or I should say mid-level low, I guess, coming in at 500 millibar. And right now we got a neutral tilted trough, which is basically telling me we don't quite have the flow we need yet, but that will quickly change here over just the next, I guess, 12 hours here. We get to 6Z, which is early Wednesday morning, and you can see out across places like Tennessee, Indiana, down across Arkansas, and the very, very neutral or negative tilted trough here that's allowing for a lot of diffluence, a lot of moisture to ride up. And when we see that, that just tells me that we are getting ready to have a very significant storm of some kind. And with it being in January into early February here, that's telling me that it's going to end up being a winter storm here with this pattern. Going on over to the NAM here, this is the by Monday. You can see our system is out now into coming up through the eastern New Mexico, almost towards Amarillo area of Texas, and just starting to develop here. We just have a little bit of snow starting to break out up towards Nebraska, Wyoming, maybe even northern Colorado, and a few light snow showers breaking out across Minnesota and down towards Iowa and Missouri. The next slide here, this is by Tuesday afternoon. Low pressure system now centered down across Arkansas. We got some very, very heavy snow starting to break out, basically from western Illinois down through central and northern Missouri, and then down through southeastern Kansas and central and northeastern Oklahoma. We got ice affecting central Missouri all the way down through northwestern, probably Arkansas, and into eastern Oklahoma. We're starting to see that ice really start to take shape, where we've got a cold low-level atmosphere with the cold, really cold temperatures that are surging in behind the storm. You can see the big high-pressure system, which is centered over Montana at this point, and it's really working in cold air, but we have warm air in the mid-levels, which means as this falls, it might fall as snow, hit the mid-levels. As it hit the mid-levels, it warms up, falls as rain, and it either gets in the lower levels of the atmosphere, whether it either hits the ground's freezing and falls as freezing rain, or you end up getting sleet, where it gets in the low levels, you get little small balls of ice and it falls as sleet onto the ground. Either way, ice is not good. By this time, we do potentially have some severe weather breaking out down across portions of Arkansas, Mississippi, down into Louisiana, maybe even eastern Texas. Gets in on a little bit of severe weather at this time. Wouldn't be. I think this will end up maybe being a more linear event. Wouldn't be surprised. Damaging winds, large hail, maybe even a few tornadoes. The vorticity levels in these, the helicity levels in this, going to be pretty high actually with this system. Of course, when you get this kind of a low, they will be. Slight risk is posted as of now for a day 3 outlook. I did the northern green line is where I think we'll end up seeing a little bit more of a northerly outlook posted here across the southern states as we get into Tuesday, and we'll get probably another one Wednesday. Speaking of Wednesday, here's the slide for Wednesday. Low pressure system now centered out across southwestern Indiana, southeastern Illinois. You're seeing very heavy snow breakout still in Missouri, across northern Illinois, northern Indiana, up into southern Michigan, and maybe even the southeastern portions of Wisconsin here, and even into, I guess, eastern portions of Iowa as well. Going to see very, very heavy snow at times. In fact, blizzard-like conditions, if potentially maybe even blizzard conditions across that area. Very, very heavy snow. And then places down towards central Indiana, probably going to see a significant icing out of this, as well as down across southern Illinois and maybe even south central Missouri. It's going to be a very, very close call here. Still very, very far out here as far as actually forecasting the storm and seeing where it's going to go, because it's just coming on shore. We'll swing to the next slide here. This is by 0Z Thursday, but it's actually ends up in our time being late Wednesday. And you can see the low that came up through ends up phasing out. We get the cold air blocking. We get a secondary low that forms off of the east coast here. We end up getting snow back towards Maine, potentially even back towards New York, but probably up towards the Maine, Vermont, Rhode Island area gets some more snow. And I tell you what, the biggest swath of snow is going to end up falling across, I think, probably the Missouri, eastern Kansas through Missouri, Illinois, northern Indiana. It's going to be a very, very close line here of who gets snow, who gets ice, freezing rain, and that kind of stuff. It's going to be quite an intense storm, and it's going to be something you're going to have to watch. This is definitely a big cause for concern. I don't want to alarm anybody out there, but if you live in this swath here we see, regardless of whether it's in the heavy snow or the ice, you need to get ready. You need to be prepared, because this has the potential to be, I know it's hard to say this, but the biggest winter storm we've seen probably in a long time, and definitely this year. I mean, even though the East Coast storms are big, dumped a lot of snow, this is just a winter storm of a different variety because of the ice potential, because of the heavy snow potential, and the high wind potential behind it. There's going to be power outages. You're not going to be able to go anywhere for a while, so you just need to get ready. I don't want to cause a state of fear or panic across the board here, but you just need to know what you're dealing with. This is not a situation that anybody should take lightly. So anyways, that's all we have for the day. I'm sure I'm going to be doing one every day until this storm gets out of here. We'll probably be live streaming here in Indiana on swiftchaseteam.com, so if you want to check that out Tuesday and Wednesday, we'll probably have the live streams up as much as we possibly can. And that's all I have for now. Have a great weekend. Enjoy it. Enjoy the warmth, and stay safe this week if you're in this area.